says part of the state's sex offender law is unconstitutional. The ruling has some people in eastern Kentucky concerned. WYMT's Angela Beavin is in the newsroom with more in tonight's top story at 11.
Steve, the High Court's decision strikes down part of the law passed in 2006. It means that possibly thousands of sex offenders that lived around schools or daycares before July 2006 can move back to their former homes. I talked to some parents and people living around schools in Perry County, and they believe this is taking a step backward. In a 5-2 ruling, the Kentucky Supreme Court is making a big change. What the law previously said,
it prohibited sex offenders living within 1,000 feet of a school, daycare, or nursery, registered sex offenders,
now applies only to those convicted after July 2006. The court says you cannot punish sex offenders retroactively, meaning those convicted before the law went into effect 3 years ago cannot be forced to move from their homes.
Having a 6-year-old son in school, and then actually my wife, she works for a daycare also. I don't agree with that at all. I don't think a sex offender should be allowed anywhere near a school or a daycare.
He says schools are safe havens for kids, but the ruling does not support that.
You don't know who's going to be at the school, who's going to be near the school, looking in on the playgrounds and stuff. I mean, it just takes that sense of security away.
Some say the ruling may actually feed into an existing problem.
There's already been instances on my street where a child was trying to be picked up by a man already, and so this law is just enabling their sickness and their disease.
She says many students walk to school in this close-knit community, but that sense of security will be threatened. With possibly thousands of sex offenders now able to live near schools and daycares, police might have to make some changes.
It's just so fresh, it's just hard. I've not heard anything from my superiors or anything today for how to handle anything that may arise in the near future.
The case was brought to the Supreme Court after a convicted sex offender in northern Kentucky complained he was being treated unfairly when he was told he had to move. In the WYMT newsroom, I'm Angela Beavin. Steve, back to you.
Angela, thank you. Attorney General